All right. Hello, hello. We are working on getting this live. This is the Referral LoVe Masterclass. And I'm live streaming this. We are going to be sharing it into our Facebook community as well. So we're getting that streamed over there. If you are not yet a member of the Business Growth Lab private Facebook group, just type FB or Facebook group in the chat and we will get that over to you. So we have a couple minutes before we get started. So we're just checking tech and making sure that we're streaming in all the places. Let's double check where we're at. Alrighty. So we want to make sure you're seeing this. Just say hi. I know I sometimes it's annoying. People are always like, let me know you can hear me. But as I'm on here again a few minutes early just to make sure that tech is going well. And then we'll start diving in to this amazing presentation. So today's presentation is not just a fluff sales, like let me pitch you. We really are diving into actionable steps that you can take. You're going to want to watch this. You're probably going to want to watch it a second time. You might even put something on your calendar to come back and watch it once a month as you're reminding yourself on how to implement a referral system in your business. And there are different types of referral systems that you can put into your business. I am talking specifically how we're going to transform your business with referrals, grow it exponentially. I have seen businesses double their clients using this system. And in fact, this is the system that I have used for a very long time to grow my hypnotherapy. And I've definitely noticed the difference when I've used it and when I haven't used it. So I'm going to be diving into all of that today. If you're watching live, comment live. If you're watching replay, comment replay. And it's perfectly fine if you're catching this on the replay. All right. So we are live on Zoom. So some people will be entering and attending via Zoom, while others might be attending just via the masterclass. So let me get you all up and going. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. All right. All right. And for those coming in to Zoom, we are going to keep ourselves on mute. So for those in Zoom, we'll stay on mute until we get to the Q&A session. And even for those watching live or watching the replay, note that feel free to ask questions in the chat while we're going through the presentation. As we get to Q&A, we'll look at all of these different comments, questions, and then we'll address those. And I love going through hot seat scenarios. I love going through scenarios with your questions to really show how we're going to implement that. So we're getting ready to get started. Woohoo! All right. Let me pull up my presentation slide. So perfect. So you're here for Referral LoVe. This is about transforming your business with consistent, high quality referrals. Now, as I was just saying, referrals, sometimes as business owners, we think of referrals and we think, oh, past clients or clients that I've had, I want to ask them to refer me to other people. Yes, and today, we're going to be talking about how you can access your network and networks and utilize those to your advantage to grow your business. You can double your client base. You can have a consistent stream of business referrals coming in with the way that I'm going to show you today. Now, if you have not yet, I do have, and you can comment the number 5 below, I have a mini email course. And what that means is you'll go to this page that I'll send you the link to if you comment 5. You will go to that, put your name, email in, and then it's going to automatically send you email 1. And each day around the same time that you signed up, you're going to get the next email with the homework assignments. It is very hand in hand with what we are covering today. And there's a lot more details, actionable steps. You can see it, visualize it, follow along with it. And I promise you, like we can't make a lot of guarantees in this world. But if you do this, following it how I do this, I promise you will start getting referrals. I would be shocked if you did not. Okay, so pay attention. This is really important. This really, truly works. Okay, so hey, I'm Izzy. If you all haven't met me, so if you're coming along and you're just like, oh, what are you doing? Or maybe you're just like, I know Izzy, but I don't really know exactly what she does. And my business, I actually originally started in 2013, and it was Fig Leaf Yoga and Fitness. And I was teaching yoga in my house at the park nearby. I had gotten a booth at the farmer's market, and I was meeting people and I was collecting emails, and it transformed into doing more corporate wellness programs. I was starting to do summer camps, and my business really started to expand. And a lot of that was boots on the ground. I was doing some things on social media. Social media marketing was still fairly new, and I was working it really, really well. Well, of course, social media started changing, right? And during the pandemic, more and more people got online, more and more people started using social media marketing. And I've seen it change over the years. And I was really struggling with putting my services out on social media and getting a consistent stream of clients. Has anybody found this? Like, people have told us social media marketing is the answer, and we've done the things, and it's just not consistent enough. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying it's not consistent enough unless you have like consistent things in place that really truly create that funnel. Won't go down that tangent or whole other lesson there. But I was really struggling, and I was going out and I was going to offices during that time. And I was like, okay, anybody like chiropractors, health offices, anything like that, because that was my industry. And I had recently graduated from the program in my MBA. I was also becoming a hypnotherapist. So I was finishing up my certification. And as I was going out and applying my business strategies, I started having conversations with people, and hypnotherapy would come up. And I hadn't really thought about it. So it kind of like just beautifully happened. But I was networking already with these different health and wellness. And as I was also mentioning that I was a hypnotherapist, which was not what I was trying to sell at the time, it was actually business services, that I started realizing like I had really great referral partners for my hypnotherapy services. And what ended up happening is I had other people who were trusted in their industry that had clients that had a gap where they couldn't serve, or a problem that they were having with their clients. And I could be that solution with hypnotherapy and helping their clients in a different way than they could. And we started having them refer clients to me, and my hypnotherapy practice grew based on those referrals. That it got to the point I didn't really need to market consistently my hypnotherapy. Most people that I knew didn't even know that I was doing it because I had this stream of clients coming in that I didn't have to really do much for other than maintain those relationships. And occasionally I would try to create a marketing plan to advertise it more. And I really didn't do it consistently because I didn't really need to. Now, lessons have been learned since then. And I will say, like, there's definitely a beauty of putting it out there and making yourself an industry expert and using social media in that way. But if you're really looking for a client stream to come in, referrals are the way to make that happen. And so, in the process of trying to figure out what I was doing right and trying to replicate that and seeing like where I would fail a little bit and where I would do better within my referral process, I created the Referral LoVe, using LoVe as the acronym. And we're going to go over that today. No holding back here. All right. So, we're going to go over the LoVe acronym, which is leveraging your network. So, talking about how to identify your best referral partners and untapped opportunities. O is for offer, clarity, and simplicity. So, this is where we're going to talk about how to make it easy for others to actually refer you and to give yourself a compelling ask to them. V is about value and appreciation because values are built on trust. So, we got to show gratitude and we have to make it a win win, or as I always say, co creating success. And then E, we'll talk about how to engage and follow up. So, how we want to nurture those relationships and turn those warm leads into not only loyal clients, but loyal referral partners as well, so that you all collaborate essentially. All right. Are we ready? If we're ready, I want to hear yes in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. We're ready. Does it sound good? Does it sound like let's go back? Does this sound like something you do? Because it's really actually easy. The biggest thing that gets in the way is like we need a plan, right? Have you ever felt that way? Like, I just need a plan to follow. I just need, maybe it's scripts to tweak. I need to practice. I need to understand, like, the concepts are there, but I need to put it into action. So, this is your action plan. All right. So, most business owners overlook their referral sources. You probably already know people who could introduce you to potential clients, but you probably just haven't activated those connections. I know for a lot of people that are probably watching this, you might be a member of the WOW network. That's a network. And I'm going to show you, like, as an example, how you could utilize that. So, your strongest referrers are often, one, as we already mentioned, past and current clients, business partners and colleagues, friends and family and social connections, and then people who are in your industry who might have a similar audience. And then, of course, there's the networking group members too. Now, let's go over some of these. So, sometimes we aren't always setting ourselves up the best way to ask our past and current clients, like putting it on your calendar to just go through and like check in, making it part of your process to check in with past and current clients and ask for referrals. Or sometimes it's just checking in with them and letting them know, say, hey, I have an opening next week if you know anybody who needs my services. Business partners and colleagues. Now, we don't want to be spammy, right? Like, we don't want to always be in sales mode, but we do want to talk about our mission, our vision, why we love what we do, and the impact that we're wanting to make, and invite people into that. Let's call it the boat, right? Like, to invite them in on the boat or invite them on the train so that you can carry along and fulfill this mission of yours. If you have not put a ton of thought into that, highly recommend the book Start With Why. We've been doing a book study on that in the Business Growth Lab and really helping us to define that why and that mission. I love working with people to help them do that. And when you get to that point where you just light up. Now, here's a big one: the friends, family, and special connections. Who feels really comfortable about telling their family what they do and telling their family their passion and their career and what their business is, right? Sometimes that's not always easy, and sometimes we do want to separate those two. So, you might, one, build up the confidence to talk to your family and friends about it. But knowing that we fall into different patterns and needs for acceptance when we're in different groups. And so that could be more challenging for others. And if that's a more challenging area, I want you to put that one further down on the list and start with the ones that are easy. So start with the quick wins. Okay, that's my little side tip. People who are in your industry that have a similar audience. I think I gave you this in the example of how I got started with this. So incredibly important. Often we avoid other people in our industry because this competition mindset comes about. And when we can get in and we can talk about, again, our missions and how we want to serve our clients and how you can help and assist in that, you might collaborate on a package. You might collaborate in the fact that you're just like, hey, if you have anybody that runs into this problem, think of me, refer me. I can help them with that. And ultimately, it'll help them keep coming back to you too. Right. So that's a win-win, a co-creating of success. And then networking groups. Are you in any networking groups? Like, I want you to think about that. And sometimes we don't always think about groups that we're in as networking groups. So your church could be a networking group. If you are like in Toastmasters or Rotary Club or NABO or the WOA Network, or if you're in any type of these groups and associations, those are also your ability to access your network. If you are just in it to be in it and you're not working it, and you're not co-creating success together, you are missing out on so much. One of the activities that we do in the Business Growth Lab is nearly every Monday, we are sending messages because sometimes that's a really hard habit for people to do. And one of the freebies that I have available too is 5 scripts. And in those 5 scripts, one of them is a networking follow-up script. And in the 5 email mini course, there's some little mini scripts in there as well. And I will tell you, just setting time on your calendar to develop this new habit is so incredibly important. So think about this. If you could build a small but mighty referral network of just 5 people who each send you one quality referral per month, how would that impact your business? And that's on a small scale. That's a small scale. What if you had 5 new referrals each month? Because here's the thing, and I think we know it. When a referral comes, those close really easy, meaning you don't have to sell them a whole lot. So your sales process becomes easier. So essentially, let's say you get 4 to 5 new clients every single month from your referral network. How much money would that be? Extra money in your pocket. Is that worth the investment to continuously have 4 to 5 clients each month that come from that you could nearly rely on it? And then not only that, but each one of those could then be referring people to you as well. That's how a business grows. So I'm going to encourage you to write down 10 people in your network who could potentially refer clients to you. You to get a spreadsheet out or get a notebook and write down 10 people. Now, you may need to go through and look at that bigger list of like, what all networking groups am I in? What all connection groups do I have, or categories or industries? And then within each one of those, you could probably list out a few people. Like, this alone, worth attending and listening today, right? Like, just helping you think this through. And this might be something that you already know, but maybe you just needed the reminder today. All right, let's talk about the O in love, offering clarity and simplicity. Now, this is probably one of the biggest reasons why, I mean, all of them, like if you miss any part of this, the whole system just doesn't work quite as well. But this is where I start to see the hangups really start to happen, right? Like you could make a list of people to connect with or groups or industries. You could go search LinkedIn or Google and get lists of companies and things to follow up with. Business growth development 101. All right. Here is where I start to see the real struggle start to happen. One of the biggest reasons people don't refer you is because they don't know how. They don't know how to refer you. And you could say, hey, like, refer me for this service that I do. And you're not telling them who you're a great fit for. Because if you are vague or confusing about what you do or who you serve, people won't feel confident making an introduction. So imagine your friend saying, I know someone who needs your help, but I'm not really sure how to explain what they do. Right? So this is where a clear, concise referral request comes in. And if you are not sure how to articulate what it is that you do, we definitely need to chat because that needs to be super clear. In fact, I have the building your story brand training that's happening next month where we will get really clear about that. Because your goal is to make it easy for people to refer you, to be specific about who you can help and the problem you solve. And I know you've heard that before. Give them the exact words to introduce you. Now, I will say I teach that a little bit different of it doesn't mean it's the only thing you do, but it's the thing you want to be known for. It's the thing that gets your foot in the door, right? Like hypnotherapy is not the only thing I do, but often it's intriguing. So that's why I lead with hypnotherapy. But what I really do, and when I get to talk to my referrals, I get to tell them. I tell them, like, hey, you've got a physical therapy clinic. Hey, you've got a gym, and you've got people who, like, you're telling them what to do. And this is why I started doing hypnotherapy. You're telling them what they need to do. You're telling the habits, but they are just struggling with their habits and eating consistently, exercising and wanting to like it, to love themselves. Then I got you. I can help rewire their mind so that they can keep coming back to you and actually get the results they need and do the things. And the moment I started saying that to health providers, they're like, oh, great. Okay, yes, I know exactly who I need to send you. And they just started flooding in. So being able to get really clear about those referrals and how they can refer people to you. Now, if I'm working with other business coaches, I'm going to tell them how I can help their clients in a specific way that helps them. So this allows you to customize your messages when you're speaking to specific referral groups, which is great for so many of us that are multi-passionate and help lots of different people. So give them the exact words to introduce you. Here's an example. Does everybody like examples? So in this example, I help client who does whatever specific problem to get the result. And I'm sure you probably created an I help statement before, but maybe you're rusty on it. Maybe it doesn't come out of your mouth naturally. So we might need to practice that, and that's okay. But making sure that you know that specifically to the groups that you're going to. All right. Now, I'm going to encourage you to write and test your referral ask. To draft your referral request using that little I help statement formula and send it to 3 people that are in this list that could potentially be referrals. Now, you could send that depending on if you already have a relationship with them or not. If you don't have a relationship with them, I'm going to recommend that you do a get to know you session, hear what their dreams, hear who their target audience is as well and what they do, and really listen to see before you pitch them, asking them to be a referral for you. All right. So, an example would be like, I help small business owners who feel overwhelmed by marketing create simple, effective strategies that bring in clients consistently. Do you know anyone struggling with marketing who could use some clarity? Or for a wellness coach, I work with busy professionals who struggle with stress and energy levels to build a sustainable wellness routine that actually fits their lifestyle. Know anyone looking for more balance? And this, when you message that to someone who's in the industry or in that specific industry that can refer people to you, they're going to go like, yeah, actually I do. I know at least one person. And so that might be a way that you're sending out DMs. All right. Let's pause for questions. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions so far? Perfect. Perfect. So go ahead and type those questions in and we'll come back. So we're going to come back and make sure that we get all your questions answered. Don't worry if you are watching the replay or I just don't see your question today. We will come back and get to it. I will message you. I love doing the voice messages in Messenger. So if you see a random voice message, know that it's just me probably responding back to something. And if you don't like voice messages, just say, hey, I can't listen. Can you type this out? I can do that too. Because I know I've gotten some voice messages before and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to listen to this till tomorrow. So that does happen as well. All right, let's get to the V in love. So, the psychology of giving and receiving. Want to keep you want to keep people sending referrals to you, right? So, we want to make it worth their while. And that needs to be part of the conversation because referrals are built on trust, appreciation, and relationships. And I cannot say this enough. This is something that I still work on. And it was probably the biggest lesson in business that I really had to learn and put into effect is continuing to build my relationship skills, right? Because I'm really good at having surface level relationships. I'm really good at talking with people and putting people at ease, but maintaining relationships that are friendships, that are like creating business partners essentially, those take a little bit more work for me. I'm pretty good at them, but those take a little bit more work because it doesn't come naturally to me. I was one of those kids. I would shut myself in my room and I would read books all the time. And then as an adult, I would dive into projects or dive into research or enroll in another program. And that's just my comfort zone. It's not that I don't like people. Again, I just have to remind myself. And so I am that person that has to put more reminders on my calendar, that I have to remind myself to check in with people. And that might be you too. And if so, just know that you're going to have to put a little bit more effort. So when people feel valued, they're more likely to think of you first when an opportunity arises. So people remember you based on how you make them feel. People remember you based on how you make them feel. Okay. So they want to feel valued, right? Who doesn't want to feel valued? So, the psychology of giving and receiving, people refer for two main reasons. One, they genuinely believe in your work and that you want to help. So, make sure that's coming across. Two, they feel appreciated and rewarded for making an introduction. So, if someone sent you one great referral this month, how did you make them feel excited to send you another one? Did you think about that? Did you just take it and like, oh yeah, let me do the work. And that client will tell them thank you. Or did you send them a thank you? So maybe it's having a CRM or some type of customer management system and you have a referral management system and literally it can be just a spreadsheet with a couple tabs and you have one of your referral people and you make sure that you text them and you get their address so that you can send them a thank you note. It does not have to be a Starbucks gift card every time. Maybe it is. Maybe that's how you like to say thank you. It could be a simple gesture of just sending them a mail or a card in the mail. It could be sending them a text and a voice message going, thank you so much. I really appreciated that referral. Please let me know if there's anything I can do for you this month, or who can I refer you to? You don't have to offer that, but maybe that's your style. All right. So simple gestures of recognition and gratitude can make a huge difference. All right. So your action is within this column is to show appreciation and make referrals a habit. Maybe you publicly acknowledge, give a shout out on social media or someone in your group when someone refers you. Might check with them. Maybe you just give them a shout out and just say, hey, I just want to give a shout out to my favorite physical therapist today and how great he's doing with his clients, and he's doing this, this, and this. Right. So a personal thank you note could be that other option. Like I said, a voice message, handwritten note, small gift of appreciation could definitely be that. Or 3 is offering incentives. So maybe you offer a bonus, a discount, a referral gift. If you have the system capacity, it's like, hey, we're going to create a referral thing where, like, for every person you refer to me, you get $10 credit applied. Make sure you're tracking that. And if you're not used to doing stuff like that, I would save that as something to do for later. It could be really easy to get caught up in that, and it becomes a distraction, and it distracts you from having success, which is a self-sabotage technique. Let's not apply those. So keep it simple, simple scales. All right. So an example, big thank you to referrer's name for introducing me to an amazing new client. Your support means the world. I'm excited to help them. Now, of course, depending on what industry you're in, always be aware of if you should be shouting out clients' names or that you're working with them. All right, hypnotherapy, probably wouldn't do that. Create a simple friends of Izzy Consulting referral club. And let your referrers know that they're part of an exclusive circle, right? Like it could be something like that. And maybe you give them VIP treatment. Maybe you occasionally offer them a session. There's just a multitude of ways. And what's really important is that it feels good for you. And it's also not overextending you, because you don't want to be taking care of everyone so much that you don't have time to actually like work with clients. But you also don't want to spend so much time working on clients that you also ignore the people who are sending them to you. So finding balance, the middle path, right, is always the best approach. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're getting to the E. The E of love, engage and follow up. Because here's the hard truth. A referral means nothing if you don't follow up. Who's done this? Who's gone to a networking event? Excuse me. You made some great connections. You got some business cards. They were great. They were amazing. You really have every intention of following up with them. But life gets busy and you didn't follow up. And essentially, that whole hour, 2 hours, however much time you spent at that networking event was just essentially a waste of time, because the fortune is in the follow up, whether you're working with clients or you're working with referrals. If someone sends a referral to you, one, of course, follow up, but also following up with people who could be referral partners, who you could collaborate with, who might connect you with another person who could send you referrals. Like if you are meeting people and you're spending the time to go out and invest in networking, be sure to follow up, but not just following up and saying, great, I need you to be a referral partner for me. Follow up and see what it is that they need. Make sure that they're a right fit. And also, don't just expect because you listened to them and then you told them about you and you asked them to be a referral partner that they're going to say yes. Most of the time they will. I'll be completely honest. Most of the time they will. But they might not always be the best at relationships too. Maybe there's some things that they're working on. So always being gentle and knowing that different referral partners are going to have different needs. Some of them are going to need more follow-up. Some of them are going to need you to be a leader and a guide and maybe even slightly a mentor. And if they're referring people to you, I think it's worth it, right? Especially if they're quality leads. So, that being said, there is a right and a wrong way to follow up on a referral. So, maybe someone sent you a referral and you've waited too long, or you've been too aggressive, or you're assuming that they're going to contact you, right? Because they could say, hey, I have a referral for you. Here's their contact information. They should be giving you a call. And then they don't. You might send them a text and say, hey, so and so sent me your contact information, said you might be interested. Could we schedule a consultation? And that might be how you go about it. I would recommend sending a text before just giving a call. Same thing, right? Like in the DMs, give them a little text before you send them the voice message. Sometimes it's going weird, like I don't know what I'm getting myself into when I push that voice message. So giving them something there and making sure that you're being loving, caring, and supportive. And that it's not like, hey, you said you need me, let's go. All right. Maybe that's your personality, but being supportive. The better way is going to be timely, warm, and having that professional follow up. You could also follow up with the person who sent it and saying, hey, I reached out to that contact you gave me. I haven't heard back from them. Just wanted to say thank you. I'll try to follow up with them one more time. And sometimes just saying that, they might be seeing them in the next day or two, and they can then say, hey, I sent your stuff over. She called. Sometimes there's just some miscommunication. And saying that, meaning I worked as a communications advisor for a while, and it definitely happens. So here's a 3-step follow-up process for referrals. 1, thank the referrer the moment you receive the referral. Thank the person who sent it. This keeps that relationship strong. For example, it could be, hey, referrer's name, thank you so much for introducing me to lead's name. I just reached out and I truly appreciate your support. Again, just keeping them updated. Step 2 would be to reach out to the referral without pressure and make sure that that message feels warm, natural, inviting, and not salesy. Not salesy. Okay. Example, hey, lead's name, referrer's name spoke so highly of you and I'd love to connect. Let's set up a quick chat to see if I can help. No pressure, just a friendly conversation. Here's a link to book a time. Maybe you have a Calendly link, or I use TidyCal. Looking forward to connecting. All right. And then here's step 3, follow up again, if no response, of course, right? Life is busy and sometimes people forget to reply. Simply friendly message goes a long way. So it could just be, hey, life gets busy. Just wanted to send you a message in case you missed my last one, or maybe it just fell to the bottom of your list, right? So acknowledge that busyness. How's that sound? Again, if you want, I have these little scripts that I'm reading out. They're in the mini email course. So just comment the number 5 below if you haven't already registered, and I'll get you that link so you can sign up, and then they'll be in your emails forever and you'll have them to access. All right. All right. So we've gone through the LOVE of Referral LoVe. Here's how you turn your referral strategy into a well-oiled machine. All right. So 1, as I mentioned, make referral building a habit. Referrals are not a one-time thing. They're a habit. Somebody type habit in the comments, okay? So set a weekly reminder to connect with past clients, partners, and referrers. This is super important. This is business growth. This is going to move the needle forward. So rather than doodling and working on a project that you're probably not going to finish, that's me at least, like brainstorming this whole other thing, set just an hour on your calendar that you're just going to make progress each week. We are not looking for perfection. Progress, just progress. All right. Number 2 is to keep your network warm. Again, that's what, an hour every week, if not 2 hours, if depending on how much time you have. Engagement is everything. So stay in touch with your referrers. Check in every few months. So you might check in with different people each week. Celebrate their wins, give them shout outs, send valuable content, tips to stay top of mind. Number 3, referrals are a two-way street, right? So the best way to receive referrals sometimes is to give them first. So introduce your clients to colleagues or other people in the industry, someone else who might be a good fit for what they're wanting. Not everybody that I meet is a good fit for me. I might refer them to someone else who does something slightly different or has a better success rate at something. Become a connector in your industry, right? Like just become a connector. There is a book called Super Connectors. Yeah, Holly and I have both read it. Highly recommend it. People recommend it all the time. It's a really great book. Number 4 is set up a simple referral program. So even if it's informal, you can have something. The little things really do go a long way. All right. So we're getting to the end. I'm going to go through questions. If you do want to schedule a chat with me, if you go to izzynally.com, there is a link to schedule, it's just a let's chat, no pressure. Like you schedule it and we'll chat. And maybe it's like, hey, Izzy, I've got some thoughts. I've got some questions. I've got a scenario I'd love to run with you. I'd like to learn more about something. That option is always there. Okay. You can also send me a DM if you'd like. So, okay, I'm seeing people comment habits. Tally says she loves the examples. Great. Erin's going to get in on that email mini course. And let's see. So I'm going to check in with our group. If you've got questions, this is the time to ask those questions. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So if you have not yet, we've got this streaming on my personal page, and then we've got it shared into the group. I'll make sure that everyone can find it and tag it in the group. So no worries on that. All right. So what else? What else we got? You might need help on this, and meaning you have the information today, but maybe it's the accountability. Maybe it is working through and testing some things out. Maybe it's the habits, the blocks, or the processes. So as I mentioned, not only do I do business consulting, I'm also a hypnotherapist, and I have multiple tools in my toolbox to help rewire your habits. I have studied behavior change for several years as I worked as a personal trainer and did sports medicine based work. I kept noticing that I would give people things to do, much like I was telling you, like my referral partners, and people weren't doing it. And there was a lot of habits that were getting in the way, and negative habits that they wanted to change, and they wanted to change their habits. And they wanted change, but somehow they couldn't seem to do it. And as I started studying behavioral change and I came across hypnotherapy and started implementing that, it was wild. And honestly, it still blows my mind so often that rewiring the subconscious to remove the blocks. I've gotten really good at identifying the blocks because I've been doing this for about 6 years now. And then helping people like put the new habits in place so that we can start doing these things. And that could be included as we're going to work through 4 weekly sessions. And then we're going to have resources available. So as we have those sessions, resources that you all need, if I haven't already created it, I will be creating those for you. And I'm going to be launching this in March. It's an investment of $397, but if you are here today, so make sure you comment below, like here or replay, I'm going to give you $100 off, and it's only going to be $297. for 4 sessions. These are group sessions. However, depending on how schedules land, I'm going to check in with your all schedules. We might have 2 small groups. Some people might need one-on-one. So we're going to look at that. And with this 4 weeks, you're going to get an additional 2 months of the Business Growth Lab as a complementary to this. Plus, you're going to get a one-on-one session with me in that onboarding process so that we're going to make the most of those 4-week sessions. And I'm not trying to figure out your business during that time. I know your business, we're diving in, we're getting results so that you can put the LOVE into place. So if you are interested, just because you comment love does not mean that you are like saying, yes, I am guaranteed signing up. Just means that you'd like to learn more, you'd like to talk about it. Type love in the comments and I will message you today or tomorrow by the end of this week, and I'll get you all the information that you need. The Business Growth Lab, so we meet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, live at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, the majority of those sessions are recorded as we have specialty workshops and things. Those all get recorded and they get put into the course portal. This is really the biggest aspect of the Business Growth Lab. Now, we do our Magic Monday, which you can do by yourself. There's all the resources in there as well. And resources will just be continuously added to that. Now, one question I've already gotten is, well, is the referral program, the Referral LoVe program in there? No, this will be in there. And the 5-part mini series will be in there. So if that ever gets discontinued or gets a price added on, it will be in the Business Growth Lab. We have a lot of things that we're doing over there. So that's continuing to grow. But the 4 sessions of the Referral LoVe program, that is separate from the Business Growth Lab. Now, we talk about referrals, we talk about business growth, we talk about sales, we talk about a lot of things going on in the Business Growth Lab. We even have office hours where you can just come in and ask questions. And that's why I'm going to add those 2 months on, so that even after you go through the Referral LoVe program, you're going to still have this additional support. Okay. And you'll get to choose how you want to redeem those 2 months. They will be back to back, but you might start after the program ends. You might start during the program, depending if you want more support too. All right. So again, let's connect. Let's see what you got going on. And it was such a blast being able to share this information with you. I'm so hopeful and looking forward to seeing you implement it. Like, you can go do this. You don't need me. I'm touching my microphone. You don't need me to go do this. You can watch this. You can go do it. What you might need help with, again, is that accountability. You might need help like creating it customized to you, because the truth is like we all have blocks. We are not going to see ourselves the same way other people are seeing us. We're not going to hear ourselves the same way other people are hearing us. And so getting that feedback, getting that support can accelerate the process. That's the key thing, is it accelerates the process, right? Like, as we work through the blocks, we work through the habits, that's going to be accelerated rather than you just doing it yourself. So if you'd like that support, again, you can comment love. I'll get you some more information. Other than that, I'll be seeing the Business Growth Lab people soon when we're meeting at 2. We've been going through the Start With Why book and pulling apart the lessons and really applying it to our businesses. And in that, we're talking about how we can display our values through social media and in our content creation, so that we can build our brand that is rooted in why. And today, for our social media segment, which we do once a month, we're talking about how to create that. We're going to run through some scenarios. The same thing with Next month, we are doing like that's build your story brand. I regularly charge, gosh, anywhere from 300 to 1,000 or more to go through that with a group. We're going to do it in 4 sessions. It's all going to be recorded. It's all going to be available in this portal. So you could buy that course independently, or you can get it in the Business Growth Lab. Now, not all of my programs are in the Business Growth Lab, but there are these like extreme foundational ones, bite-sized things for you to get started. That will definitely grow your business are in there. All right. So thank you all for spending some time with me today. I want to know, like, make sure that you come back and tell me how you're implementing the referral love. All right. I want to hear about it. I want to see it for our WOW Network members. Like always, please share your collaborations and successes within the WOW Network group. We absolutely love hearing about those. And I'm actually going to be creating some statistics here soon. Of course, it's always going to be an average or a based on what knowledge we have. But looking at how many collaborations and referrals have been happening there. Currently, the number that we have is around 80. It could be way more where we just haven't heard from more people, but like 80 collaborations is pretty powerful. And so know that it's possible just by connecting with others. You can grow your business, you can double it in size. You could hit all of your business goals this year just because you are going out there and you're making the referrals. So can't wait to see your results. See you later.